She has 1 complete game, 11 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, no runs, 5 walks, 17 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 118 against Jayla on the year. First pitch to Sydney Harris. Swung and a miss for strike 1, and we are underway.
And you'll be looking to see Jayla utilize that velocity. It was such a difference maker in her appearances this past weekend, and so far in her career, a perfect 3-0 against North Alabama.
The 0-1 pitch, slap foul, no balls and 2 strikes on Sydney Harris. Lefty. He's batting .314, 11 of 35, 7 runs scored, 2 doubles and an RBI on the year.
They had a tough weekend last time out. Last 5 hit just .211, but a transfer from Ball State Community College, where she was a NCAA All-American.
The 0-2 pitch. It's a 1-hopper to third. Dowling is there, and the throw is in time to get Harris, and there's 1 gone. Defensive lineman for the Crimson Tide, Johnson & Johnson at left and center, Clark in right, Dowling in third, Cahalan in short, Heaven second, Broadfoot at first, and Valentine behind the plate. Dukecher is a DP with Torrance pitching. 1 away, that brings up Felicity Frame, the left fielder, another lefty. First pitch, slap foul, 4 strike 1. Frame batting .281, 9 of 32, 8 runs scored and an RBI.
1 for 3 in her career against Alabama with a walk. One of the many transfers, just like Sydney Harris on this North Alabama team. She came from Wallace State. Last year was Alternate in the A-Sun.
Slapped that and missed. The ball got away from Valentine. But swing and a miss, 0-2 on Frame. Back-to-back slappers start things off on the line. The 0-2. It's a 1-hopper to short. Cahalan's there to make the stop of the throw, and there's 2 gone on 2 ground outs.
Yeah, good job by Kinley Cahalan not trying to rush up and do anything crazy with that, because that was dropping right at her feet. Had to be a little patient with it and didn't hurry. Moved quickly. Good job.
So 2 outs, nobody on for Haley Jones, second baseman. Third straight lefty. The first pitch is high for ball 1. The first inning is presented by Barclay GMC of Tuscaloosa. For over 42 years, Barclay makes it easy. Online at barclaygmc.com. The 1-0. Fouled away, 1-1. Jones batting .281, 9 of 32, 3 runs scored, 3 doubles, a triple, and 4 RBIs for the Lions.
Reigning A-Sun Player of the Week, has a ton of accolades throughout her career. Was preseason All-A-Sun team, last year 3rd team All-Conference, 6 for 17 of the last 5, but 1 for 7 against Alabama.
1-1 right in there for a strike, 1-2. Alabama leads the all-time series against the Lions 3-0. Last year, the Tide got a 5-2 win in front of a huge crowd up at the Forum Sports Complex.
And you just said 3-0. I mentioned Jayla's career stats. She has won every game Alabama's played against North Alabama.
1-2 is a high chopper. Dowling is unable to field it cleanly. And I don't know if she'd have been able to make the play even if she had fielded cleanly, because that was a real high bounce. Ironically, not a slapper. Jones, really, but got the slap result there.
I mean, that was 15 feet in the air. That was just utilizing the hard ground and taking advantage.
Haven Kirby steps in. The first pitch is a called strike. Kirby batting .314, 11 of 35 with 3 runs scored, 4 doubles, a triple, 2 homers, and 8 runs driven in so far on the year for Kirby, the first righty in the lineup. It's outside, and they throw down. It gets away from Broadfoot, but not far enough for the runner to move off first. And 1 strike. Alabama also 25-2 all time against the current makeup of the A-Sun. The 1-1. Called strike on the outside corner, 1-2. The 1-2. Foul back on the rise. Do it again, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Today's weather and field condition report brought to you by the Cook Museum of Natural Science. Discover something amazing at the Cook Museum of Natural Science in downtown Decatur, Alabama. For more information, visit cookmuseum.org. First, this 1-2 pitch. Foul away. 72 degrees at first pitch. A little bit of haze in the air, but clear skies. Wind blowing out to left field, 8 to 10 miles per hour.
I stand up and applaud. This is the best weather we've had all year so far.
Another 1-2, and that's a one-hopper to third. Dowling's there, makes the throw in time, and that'll do it for North Alabama here in the top of the first inning. For the Lions, no runs on a hit, no errors, and one runner left on base. We played a half inning. It's North Alabama 0. Alabama coming to bat here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. 2/3 innings, giving up 25 hits. First pitch to Jen Johnson is a called strike. 5 runs allowed, 4 of those have been earned. She's walked 5, struck out 19, and comes batting .208 against Wilkin on the year.
Yeah, Olivia Wilkin, a big story opening weekend in a complete game, perfect game against Samford. Had the first one of those in UNA history.
One just misses, 1 ball, 1 strike on Johnson.
Probably could have framed that a little bit better, but it was a great accomplishment for Olivia Wilkin, who's a lefty coming in from the left side, a little bit of a different look. Not a ton of velo, high 50s, low 60s, a lot of curve, and a slow change.
Johnson with a fly ball to deep center, ranging back and making the catch just in front of the warning track is Harris for out number 1. Defensively for UNA, Frame in left, Harris in center, Beavis in right, Dover at third, Kirby at short, Jones at second, Way at first, Clem behind the plate. Barnett is a designated player with Wilkin pitching. Bring up Lauren Johnson. First pitch, bunted. Wilkin fields it, coming out of the circle, but throws it wild. Johnson rounds first and heads to second, where she'll stand up. Alabama now the runner on second. And that will go down as a infield single and an E1 to allow her to reach second.
Well, we talked about this with lefty pitchers. If you make them have to do the full turn, sometimes it's hard for the equilibrium of that pitcher. And Wilkin got there. Jones a little slow coming to cover first, and the timing was all the way off. Good read by Lauren Johnson to lay down that bunt, and good base running to hightail up to second in a hurry.
That brings up Abby Dukeshire. First pitch is high for ball 1. Duke on the year with a .406 average, 13 of 32, with 2 runs scored, 3 doubles, a homer, and 10 runs driven in. The 1-0. And Dukeshire with a fly ball to deep left field. That one's way back. Way gone! Abby Dukeshire with a rocket out of here. And the Crimson Tide has a 2-0 lead.
Well, I was about to say, you know, the end of the Bama Bash was a little uncharacteristic of the Abby Dukeshire we've seen so far in 2024. Didn't have her most high-quality at-bats, but way to turn her around, Duke. I mean, that was just taking advantage of a pitch coming in, trying to get inside, but it was elevated, and Duke absolutely smashed that off the light pole for her second home run of the year. Beautiful piece of hitting and a great start once again for this team. Way to come out and set the tone.
And that brings up Callie Hevlin. First pitch. Hits the outside corner for a call strike. Hevlin batting .276, 8 of 29, 5 runs scored, 3 doubles, 2 homers, and 11 runs driven in. She entered the game leading the team in both home runs and RBIs. No longer the RBI lead, because Abby Dukeshire got ahead of her. The 0-1 is a fly ball to center. Harris settles underneath it. She makes the catch for the second out.
He got a little under that one, but I think that was the right pitch. That was that changeup that you're going to see from Wilkin that really does kind of crawl in, and it was right over the heart, but unfortunately not the cleanest contact for Callie Hevlin.
The Alabama home run by Abby Dukeshire, brought to you by the Bryant Museum, located at the UA campus just across from Coleman Coliseum, open every day 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. except Mondays. Access online at bryantmuseum.com. Bailey Dowling steps in, the first pitch. Dowling pops this one up on the infield. Ranging back and making the catch behind the second base bag is Jones for out number 3 to retire the side. But the Crimson Tide gets on the board first with a 2-run homer against Dover, Boyette, and Clem. 5, 6, 7 against Shayla Torrance in the circle for the Crimson Tide. The second inning is presented by Yellowhammer Brewing Company, Alabama's finest craft brewery. Hit your stride with a refreshing Yellowhammer beer, now available at stores near you. Riley Dover, the third baseman, will lead things off. She is batting 300 so far in the year, 9 of 30 with 6 runs scored, a triple, a homer, and 6 runs driven in. First pitch, popped up foul, and a strike. Dimensions here at the Rhodes House, 200 down the lines, 220 straightaway center field, 6-foot ball all the way around in the outfield.
Your fault driving this time of day.
The 0-1. Fouled off again, balls and 2 strikes. And a good crowd, some still filing in for this business person special. A busy day on campus here at the university. That one is a little bit low. She didn't go on the check swing. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Dover. Alabama's head coach is Patrick Murphy. He's in his 26th season as the Alabama head man. An Alabama head coaching record of 1,248 victories. Fouled away once again. 355 losses, a 779 winning percentage for the national champion and Hall of Famer. Assistant coach is Caleb Rowe. Pitching coach, Lance McMahon. Hitting coach, Adam Arbor. Coordinator, player development, Ryan I. Murray. Another 1-2. It's a little high, 2-2. Director of softball operations is Jaden Spencer.
Ribs.
AC Tinka is the athletic trainer. Strength and conditioning coach is Michelle Diltz. Sports information director is Nathan Sheehan. Video director Scott Moyer. Equipment manager Stu Moore. And sports nutritionist Brianna Leonard. 2-2 is a one-hopper to short. Nice play by Cahalan, making the stop and the throw in time for out number 1. Cahalan moving to her left. Snagged that ball before it could get past her. Made the throw in time.
Yeah, and that one hit pretty sharply by Dover. We've seen a couple balls hit with some oomph from the Lions so far, but the Alabama defense has been up to the task.
One out now for Riley Boyette. First pitch. Boyette missed. 4 strike 1. Boyette batting 273. 6 of 22 with a run scored. 2 doubles, a triple, a homer, and 3 runs driven in.
Last 5 games at 286. 1 RBI, a homer, a triple, a double.
Waves and misses that one again, 0-2. Torrance has just blown it by her the first 2 pitches.
And you can see, if you're watching the stream, and you can hear me describe, Boyette is absolutely taking hack. She is not cheating herself on these 2 swings thus far.
The 0-2, swing and a miss. Strike 3, got her with a rise. That's the first strikeout of the day for Jayla Torrance. That strikeout, an all-time strikeout, is brought to you by Barkley GMC of Tuscaloosa for over 42 years. Barkley makes it easy. Online at barkleygmc.com.
0-2 pitch. You see she's chasing, go up and away. Nice one.
Reagan Clem offers that and misses the first pitch. Clem batting 292, 7 of 24. All singles.
Yeah, it was a weird little stat line for Reagan Clem.
Piece of that one found back on too.
So, last 5 games, I've really never seen this. 5 for 14 with just a strikeout. And she's walked 4 times this year, struck out 4 times, but otherwise nothing except 7 hits.
End of discussion.
Yeah, end of list.
The 0-2. Ooh, that comes in, and oh, that gets her around the armpit on the right side. So that one came in high and tight on.
Clem did kind of bring the bat around a little bit. I didn't think she went, but Riley Valentine still checked down to make sure, because had she gone, that would have been a strikeout.
A painful one.
Yeah, and good to see that Clem seems to be okay over at first base.
So 2 out, runner on first for Jaden Fernetti. First pitch. Right in there for a called strike. Fernetti, 4 of 5 on the year with a run scored and an RBI. This is just her second start. 6 games she's appeared in, but she's done well when given the at-bat. The 0-1. Fouled away. 0-2.
Oh, no, it's 68.
North Alabama's head coach is Ashley Cozart. She's in her 11th season in Florence. Assistant coach Hannah Schallenberger. Pitching coach Whitney Hawkins. And assistant coach Georgia Lane. A couple of former players on the staff for Cozart. The 0-2. Foul back. We'll do it again. 0-2. We have a color rush type game here today. Both teams in the dark uniforms.
I like it. Like it's the afternoon. It's a Wednesday. Have fun with it.
The 0-2. Low and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Alabama in the all crimson uniforms. The crimson jersey. Alabama in white across the chest. Crimson pants, crimson socks. UNA with the purple over white. 1-2. Fouled off. Moving in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Purple jerseys trimmed in white with white North Alabama in block lettering across the chest. White pants and purple socks. And on that white pants, purple lions on the left arm. 1-2 is a blooper that will be caught. Allie Hedlund makes the over-the-shoulder catch from second base. To its side on the side. Nice play there. UNA Lion taking on her former team here. First pitch is a called strike. Broadfoot. 0 for 7 on the year with a run scored and an RBI. She's been walked 3 times and has been hit once.
0 for 4 in the Bama Bash, but did reach a few times.
The 0-1 is high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And shout out to Emma Broadfoot, the only player on this Alabama team who has faced each opponent that we will see this week. UNA, UAB, Western Carolina, and Bradley against her former team. 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a double.
The 1-1 is fouled off. 1-2. Yes, had the go-ahead double in that game up in Florence last year for Alabama.
Now the difference is she's going to be seeing a bunch of pitchers that she has never met because this is a fairly new pitching staff with youngsters and transfers coming in. So it is, you know, not exactly an advantage for Emma that she was a Lion.
1-2 is a line drive through for a base hit into center field. And Broadfoot just kind of threw the bat out at that one and let the velocity from the pitch do the work. Put it into center field, and that's the first base hit of the year for Emma Broadfoot.
Maybe it is an advantage, I don't know. But that was a pitch a little elevated and outside. And it had one of the weirder flight paths I've seen of a softball. But Emma Broadfoot able to find what she wanted and put it where the defense wasn't.
Kinley Pate will come in to run for Broadfoot on first.
Number 31,
Kinley Cahalan to the plate. First pitch is high. Pate takes off. The throw is going to be, may have been in time, but obstruction was called on the shortstop Kirby. That's where the throw took her. That's what her argument is, but well, she was there before the ball was, and Pate still second.
Our unnamed umpire decided between 3 things. It looked like he was going to call her out, and then it looked like he was going to say safe, and then he decided, you know what, obstruction.
You know what? I'll just go ahead and make the decision for myself. Cahalan fouls that one off, sending people scurrying.
Oh, wow, including Riley, the daughter of Stu Moore and Abby, making her first appearance at the Rhodes house. And welcome. Here's a foul ball coming your way.
Careful.
Protect the child.
The 1-1 is high, 2-1. Cahalan batting .310, 9 of 29, 6 runs scored, a homer, and 4 runs driven in on the season. She's walked 5 times.
Yeah, kind of a strange Bama Bash for Kinley. Hit just .231. Did have a couple walks and an RBI.
The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Last year against UNA, 0 for 2 with a couple walks and a strikeout. 2-2 is a bit high. Right, the count's
full 3-2. Payoff pitch, lined up the middle, that's down for a base hit into center field. Pate will round third. Here comes the throw, it's cut off, and Pate actually stays in third. Probably the right call by everybody involved over there at third base, because Pate would have.
I agree, but you know what? Credit to Kinley Pate, because Patrick Murphy was waiting her and then said, wait, no, stop, and she threw on the brakes. I mean, she stopped, and it was a really good piece of hitting as well by Kinley Cahalan, working the at-bat, getting something elevated. Alabama's been pouncing anytime Wilkin has left anything belt or above, and you got another power hitter coming up who can do the exact same thing.
Riley Valentine to the plate, runners on the corners, 2-0 Alabama. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second. First pitch is high for ball 1 on Valentine. He's batting 200 on the year, 3 of 15 with 3 runs scored, a homer and 3 RBI. She has been walked 8 times, leading the team.
Gotta love that 478 OBP.
The 1-0. Call strike, 1-1.
There is some action over in the UNA bullpen, and we should talk about kind of the weird situation that both coaches are in strategically, because these teams are going to face off again this weekend in Birmingham. So how much of a pitcher do you want the other team to see? I think for North Alabama, that's probably a bigger story.
1-1 is high, and taking off and stealing second without a throw is Cahalan. As Clem didn't even act like she might possibly throw that ball. So now runners on second and third. The 2-1 count on Valentine. The 2-1 hits the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Second stolen base of the year for Cahalan. The 2-2. Valentine pops it up on the infield, and making the catch from second is Jones for out number 1.
It's a good sequence of pitches by Olivia Wilkin. Gets the curveball in the outer half for the strike, and then runs one in on the hands. James Valentine is probably just trying to protect a little bit, and fortunately Alabama can't take advantage.
So now 1 out, runners on second and third for Kendall Clark. First pitch. Clark with a fly ball to left. Frame settles underneath it. She makes the catch. Pate will tag up from third. The throw comes into third, and that's going to be a sacrifice fly RBI for Kendall Clark. Pate scores, and it's 3-0 Alabama.
Patrick Murphy saw instantly that that was going to be deep enough for the speedy Pate, and then it was helpful that Frame kind of lost her footing just a hair on the catch. There really wouldn't have been a chance to throw home even if she wanted to, because she just didn't have her base set. So all around, good execution by Kendall Clark and by Alabama.
The throw did keep Cahalan at second, so that brings up Jenna Johnson now. First pitch is outside for ball 1 on Jenna, who's 0 for 1. She flew out her first time up. Clemson Tide with a 3-0 lead now. 2 outs, runner on second as we play in the home half of the second inning. Johnson, the graduate from Franklin, Tennessee. 1-0. Outside again, 2 balls and no strikes. Alabama's upcoming schedule is brought to you by Yellowhammer Brewing Company, Alabama's finest craft brewery. Hit your stride with a refreshing Yellowhammer beer, now available at stores near you. Alabama heads up Interstate 2059 this weekend for the Green and Gold Classic, hosted by UAB. The 2-0 is a blooper to shallow left on the run, and making a really nice rolling diving catch is Frame, stealing an RBI away from Jenna Johnson and retiring to the side.
Yeah, no issues with footing there for Frame. Got there in plenty of time and made a really nice grab. I like the pitch from Wilkin jamming Jenna Johnson, but that one almost fell. That was just a really good defensive play.
But Alabama adds a run here in the second inning. They get 1 run on 2 hits. Robertson.
Thank you, Tom. Let's see if Alabama can have a nice third. First pitch from Torrance is fouled away by Sydney Beavis, the senior, who on the year is hitting 138, 4 of 29. an RBI, 2 runs scored. 3 of those 4 hits did come this past weekend, so starting to get the bat rolling just a little bit more. And now the 0-1 from Torrance is a little nubber to Cahalan. She'll handle it cleanly. Good throw. 1 down here in the top of the 3rd.
Another one that off the bat just kind of looks a little wonky. That was off the end of the bat, but she was out in front of it so much that it still went on the left side. And did a good job of saving it.
That was something we talked about last year with Jayla Torrance. Sometimes her spin is so filthy, the opposition just finds hits because of that, but nothing there as we go back to the top of the order and a called strike on the first pitch to Sydney Harris, who grounded out her first time up.
Started to talk about it last inning. The schedule this weekend, the Green and Gold Classic for the Crimson Tide, hosted by UAB.
First 0-1 to Harris, swing and a miss, 0-2.
Bama plays UAB and Western Carolina on Friday. First pitch for Bama and the Blazers set for 3:45. They'll be on the air at 3:35. So if you're looking at a schedule that was put out at the beginning of the year, those games have actually been moved up an hour.
0-2 from Torrance. Slap foul down the left side. It means no balls and 2 strikes.
So again, 3:45 the first pitch, 3:35 the airtime for Alabama UAB, and then it'll be Alabama Western Carolina right after that.
And of course, you know, it is a tournament, so
sure,
be conducive to other possible time changes. 0-2, another foul.
Same schedule again on the next day, but different teams. Alabama will take on Bradley at 3:45, and this North Alabama team at 6, and then one more matchup with UAB on Sunday at 11.
Should be a fun weekend. I just hope the weather is similar to what we have today. Another 0-2 from Jayla Torrance. That drop misses low, 1-2. 1 out, nobody on, top of the 3rd, 3-0 Alabama.
From what I've seen, the long-range forecasts look good for the weekend. So,
as long as it's not 35 degrees.
Yes.
I don't ask for much. The 1-2. Slap to short. There's Cahalan. Throw is good again. 2 down here in the top of the 3rd.
That's the 6th ground out to the first 11 batters for Jayla Torrance. Just the 1 strikeout, the pop out, and 1 hit by pitch for the single. But Jayla can get it done in different ways.
Now facing Felicity Frame, who swings in, I beg your pardon, foul tipped into the glove. Either way, it's still a strike, 0-1. Frame grounded out in the 1st. And now the 0-1 from Torrance. This is low and in, 1-1.
Elsewhere on the Crimson Tide Sports Network, coming up at the top of the hour, Alabama baseball. The Tide hosting Alabama State over at the Joe, coming off of the 6-1 win over Middle Tennessee yesterday.
Is that all? The 1-1, she went for it and did not make contact on a bunt attempt, 1-2.
Coming up this evening, 6 o'clock the tip-off, 5 o'clock the airtime. Bama men's basketball, the Tide hosting Florida in a top 25 matchup over at Coleman.
Busy day. 1-2 from Jayla Torrance, swing and a miss, and Jayla has the strikeout. That's her 2nd of the ball game. And Tom, just like we saw her this past week on Alabama's done a pretty nice job taking advantage of the pitches that they've gotten to hit as Lauren Johnson steps in for the first pitch of this at-bat. And she'll take a strike on the inner half, 0-1.
Yeah, 4 hits through the first 2 innings, the 3 runs, including the 2-run homer by Abby Dukeshire, and it's a good response after kind of a bleh day at the plate on Sunday against Southern Indiana.
What kind of day?
Bleh.
Okay. The 0-1 misses outside, 1-1.
Did I mispronounce that?
I hope not. It's 4 letters. Lauren Johnson laid down a bunt. It was scored a single, and then she reached 2nd on an error back in the 1st. Came around to score on the Dukeshire homer. The 1-1 is pop foul. Back over our heads, 1-2.
Speaking of that, it's time for a scoreboard update brought to you by the Out of the Box podcast. Check out the latest episode of the Out of the Box podcast wherever you get your podcast. The newest episode dropped yesterday, where Gray and I welcome Amanda Scarborough from ESPN to talk about a crazy Clearwater Invitational.
But first, the 1-2 changeup is popped up over towards short. Catch made by Kirby for out number 1.
We also had maybe the craziest off-the-wall segment in history. We'd love for you to check it out and give us a follow at @Alabama_pod on the X. Also check out the all-new It Just Means More softball podcast from Softball America. For this week, Gray and I talked with Conference and National Pitcher of the Week, Aspen Wesley from Mississippi State. Like, subscribe, and share all of that.
Etc., etc. Abby Dukeshire, 2-run homer back in the first. First pitch elevated for a ball, 1-0. And I will say, real quick before we go to the scoreboard updates, not sure we've ever had people comment in person on social media about a specific segment quite as much as they did about Off the Wall this week. 1-0 to Dukeshire. There's that changeup at a tie, 2-0.
It was fun.
I had a good time.
Yes. Again, my wife thanks you for the birthday gift of that segment.
Jennifer, I do what I can, all right? The 2-0. Just outside, 3-0 on Abby Dukeshire. 1 out, bases clear, bottom of the third. 3-0 Alabama. Scores in the SEC. Currently, Florida doing that thing that they do when they're not playing Power 5 teams. They lead North Florida 5-0 in the bottom of the second. The 3-0, that's high, ball 4, Abby Dukeshire draws the 1-out walk.
Of course, in the Monday Night Softball game that was hastily put together by Tim Malton and Kenny Gajewski, Oklahoma State Cowgirls came into Gainesville on Monday and got a 3-0 shutout.
I'm not sure I've ever seen a bigger disparity in offensive statistics between Group of 5 mid-major games and Power 5 teams like Florida's putting together this year. Here's Callie Hevlin. She flew out her first time up. First pitch, called strike on the inner half, 0-1. Other games today, there will be a second game between Florida and North Florida. That's at North Florida, and then also Furman at South Carolina coming up in about 15 minutes or so. 0-1 to Callie Hevlin. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Nationally, they're in the bottom of the fourth down in Florida. Washington leads Stetson 2-1. And bottom of the second in Charlotte, North Carolina, Clemson leads Charlotte 2-0. 0-2 to Hevlin, swing and a miss. And Wilkin just fooled her right there. Callie reached, 2 down.
Yeah, ended up chasing one high and away. That brings up Bailey Dowler. You better hurry, we didn't notice that she's been first pitch swinging blocked.
Like in the first inning.
Yes.
When she popped out to in that frame. And she'll swing at the first pitch and hit it right back up the middle for a base hit.
I like that result better.
And you know what? BD go BD. And that was just hit sharply out to center. Dukeshire stopped at second, so runners on first and second with 2 outs for Emma Broadfoot.
Obviously, you want to score every inning, and this would be a great opportunity here with 2 outs for Emma to add to that RBI total.
First pitch to Emma is a called strike. She singled back in the second, and Tom, I want to point something out. That 2 spot by Alabama in the first inning, that's just the 3rd time this year in a frame that UNA has allowed a crooked number. They gave up 4 against Chattanooga. 0-1, misses high, 1-1. That was in the first inning of that game, and 5 in the 6th against Western Kentucky. And otherwise, only 1s for UNA's pitching staff until today. 1-1 to Broadfoot. That is lifted and, oh wow, a lot closer than I thought it would be. Foul down the left field line. Almost had the juice to stay fair, but alas, it's 1-2.
They missed extra bases there by about maybe a foot down the left field line.
Dukeshire on second, Dowling on first. 2 gone here in the bottom of the third. Alabama leads North Alabama 3-0. The 1-2. Broadfoot hammers that, but much more obviously foul on top of the clubhouse. Remains the ball on 2 strikes. It's a midweek, Tom, so I really don't have any other scores to give you. And Arizona State's beating UTEP in a totally normal 10-6 game in the 5th. That's kind of it.
down here on the bucket.
1-2 from Wilkin. Broadfoot reaches, and it is fouled away down the right side this time. Remains a ball and 2 strikes.
Once baseball gets started, we'll keep you up to date on that one as it gets going. And surely the goodness will be done before basketball.
I didn't even open the page. I'll be gone by then.
Right, one way or the other.
I will Tiffany Green hard if need be. The 1-2. And outside. Good at bat so far from Emma Broadfoot, 2-2.
Let's go, Conway. Watch that change up. Don't let it fool you now. Watch the change up.
Now the 2-2. High and tight, full count. Runners on first and second, 2 outs, bottom of the third, 3-0 Alabama. Emma Broadfoot has worked it full. Payoff from Wilkin. Broadfoot hits that one high in the air. That's carrying quite a ways. That's gone! It just kept on going. And it's a 3-run homer for Emma Broadfoot here in the 3rd inning. 6-0 Alabama.
I was totally fooled by that. Off the bat, I thought, well, that's a lazy fly ball. And it did. It just kept going. Yeah, Patrick Murphy mentioned in a pregame interview one reason he went with the such right-handed heavy lineup in this one is because he expected to see the lefty, and he made the right calls.
Well, and the fun part, another lefty's coming in, and we'll tell you about her when we come back. Pitching change for the Lions. Alabama leads North Alabama 6-0. Bases clear, 2 outs here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Southern homes are particularly vulnerable to termites. In this climate, you need guaranteed protection. You need Cook's Pest Control and Centricon. Termites attack the Centricon stations. Exposing themselves to an agent that ruins their entire colony. Upgrade from old-fashioned liquid service to the proven protection of Centricon and Cook's Pest Control. Call Cook's today for a free evaluation.
Get ready to rev up your engines and feel the excitement at Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac. We've got the perfect ride to match your style and adventure. Visit us at our showroom at Skyland Boulevard and let our friendly team help you find the vehicle of your dreams. Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac, where hometown pride and unbeatable deals collide. Drive with passion with Barkley. Visit us today or check us out online at barkleygmc.com.
With this call to the bullpen, we remind all Crimson Tide fans to stay up to date with all recommended vaccinations. Flu season is here and COVID-19 continues to affect our community, so don't wait, vaccinate. North Alabama making the pitching change. Olivia Wilkin leaves, and Cassidy Duskin is your new pitcher.
Yeah, the junior lefty, Duskin on the year, a 2.21 ERA, 3-1 record. This is her 6th appearance. 25 1/3 innings pitched, 25 hits, 8 runs, all earned, 1 walk, 11 Ks, 266 OBA. Give you the scouting report in just a moment as Kinley Cahalan steps in. 6-0 Alabama, bases clear, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. And Cahalan fouls off the first pitch. 0-1. Kinley singled in the 2nd, and Duskin is going to work mostly curve. Like watching film, I said, wow, that's a lot of curve from Cassidy Duskin. A little drop and screw as well, some rise. She's going to run it away from the lefties into the righties. She's looking for ground ball outs. Didn't see a ton of off-speed stuff. Oh-1 is elevated and misses the zone, 1-1.
Wilkin went 2 2/3 innings, gave up 6 hits, 6 runs that were all earned, 1 walk and 1 strikeout, 48 pitches and 30 strikes thrown by Wilkin. Bama just got to him.
And now the 1-1 from Duskin. Cahalan rips that out to left, and that continues to carry, but not as far as Broadfoot's did. Catch made by Frame in the outfield to retire this. Is having quite a Wednesday here. The Tide leads North Alabama 6-0, going to that fourth inning. Due up for the Lions, 3-4-5, Jones, Kirby, and Dover against Jayla Torrance. And one defensive change to note, Larissa Pruitt has entered to play center field in place of Lauren Johnson. So I took care of that. I also patted the lead, and now I'll toss it back to my partner, Tom Canterbury.
Well done, Gray. Thank you so much. Jayla Torrance back out. The first pitch to Haley Jones is low for ball one. Torrance has gone 3 innings. 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. 45 pitches and 37 strikes for Jayla. The 1-0. Called strike on Haley Jones, the second baseman who has the lone hit of the ball game for North Alabama. It was a single back in the first inning. 6 runs on 6 hits, no errors, and a runner left for Alabama. For North Alabama, no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 runners left, and that's another base hit by Jones, and that's going to get all the way to the gap wall in right center field. And leading off the inning with a stand-up double is Haley Jones. It's just a hard hit ball on the ground that got past a diving Cahalan. Got all the way to the wall. A leadoff double by Haley Jones will bring up Haven Kirby. The shortstop. 0 for 1 with a ground out. First pitch bounces away from Valentine, and heading to third on the wild pitch is Jones. 1-0 the count now on Kirby. Kirby, a senior from Elkmont, Alabama. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's going to be 2 in the next inning. They got somebody close. So that probably goes up to them.
The 1-1. Foul straight back. Ball and 2 strikes now on Kirby. One, 2. That's a ground ball to short, only plays to first. The throw is in time from Cahalan. The runner comes in to score. Well, it's an RBI ground out by Kirby, and Alabama now leads 6-1. A half swing there by Kirby.
Third baseman, number 6, Bradley Dover.
Cahalan had to charge in, but Jones was going with the sound of the bat. And the RBI ground out gives the Lions their first run of the game. Alabama still leads it now by 5 runs, 6-1. Bradley Dover at the plate takes the first pitch for ball 1.
Well, you hate to give up a run here in this frame, but
That one's fouled away, 1-1.
you might mention this, and if you did, I apologize. That was the first double allowed by Alabama pitching this year.
Oh,
To start off this inning.
with that.
We played 10 games.
The 1-1 is a called strike, 1 and 2. Yeah, so everything had been either a single or a homer.
That's
against
it.
Alabama. That's the first earned run allowed by Jayla Torrance. 1-2, fouled back. We'll do it again, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Was probably not going to go the entire year with a 0 ERA. I would have loved it.
Or with 0 overall doubles allowed
Right.
by the pitching staff. Someone was going to find something somewhere.
The 1-2. Dover with a chopper to short. Cahalan makes the stop, and the throw is in time to get Dover for out number 2. And that was a good play there by Cahalan. After having the last grounder to her, one that she had to really charge in, that was one where the better play was to stay where she was and maybe even back up a step to make that stop and throw.
Yeah, Kinley's been tested today with some wonky hops, some weird jumps, but so far so good.
So 2 outs now for Riley Boyette. First pitch is inside for ball 1. That was the 6th 6-3 put out of the day. So we play here in the top of the 4th inning. The 1-0, fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, you know who's not really having to do too much. Callie Hevlin, you know, she ranged back and made that one little blooping catch in the first, and otherwise, every ground ball has been mostly to Cahalan, 6 of the 8, and 2 over to Bailey Dowling.
The 1-1 comes in high, 2-1.
I say that, but be prepared, Callie,
Right.
for something to find you.
And now here we go. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Shadows now covering exactly half of the infield. Right at the pitching mound. 2-2. Popped up, foul ground. It will get out of play up on top of the Bama dugout. Doing in 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, nobody on. 6-1 Alabama as we play here in the top of the 4th inning. High and tight. Counts full, 3-2. Payoff pitch. Called strike 3. Boy, it's down on strikes as that one hit the outside corner. And that'll do it for North Alabama here in the 4th.
Our nameless home plate umpire not exactly the most vocal to respond, something Alabama's not done this year, 0 for 4. Now, there have been some 7th inning runs where Alabama can't respond, but it'd be nice to see that stat adjusted here.
First pitch to Riley Valentine. Misses low for ball 1. Valentine's 0 for 1. The Phoenix, Arizona native, the transfer from Texas A&M. Duskin looks in, the 1-0. Hard hit, oh, nice stop at third by Dover. Went down to her knee and plucked that one just before it got past her for the first out of the inning.
It's hit pretty hard by Riley Valentine, but a better play by Dover, the freshman, over at the hot corner. She was in the right spot and just had the glove in the right position. Nicely done.
We'll bring up Kendall Clark. No official at bats today. Had a sacrifice fly RBI her first time up. First pitch. It's high for ball 1. Clark, the junior from Humboldt, Iowa, the transfer from Des Moines area community college.
Wind still blowing right to left and out, so favorable for these righties.
1-0 is a called strike, 1-1. Gray, are you aware of the date?
Yes, because I had to book a flight. Yes. But remind me.
Right, it is February 21st. Alabama on this date, 12-3 all time, outscoring opponents 91-36. The 1-1. Clark with a soft liner, that's fair, down the left field line. Clark will round first and stay there after taking a healthy turn. But that's a 1-out single for Kendall Clark.
Duskin trying to work that curve in on the hands, jam Clark just a little bit, but she's one of the strongest people I've ever seen, and that strength, able to get that over the head of Dover and just into fair territory down the left field line.
Looks like we're going to see a different pinch hitter than I was expecting. So we have Marley Giles. Because I was thinking Larissa Pruitt, but that was the other Johnson. Larissa Pruitt came in for.
Oh, no.
I confused myself. Marley Giles, Alabama.
Head out of the box _pod.
Yes,
Please listen to it.
So Marley Giles will get the at-bat here for Jenna Johnson, who was 0 for 2. First pitch to Giles. Misses a bit high for ball 1. Giles in the Bama Bash was 1 for 5 with a double and an RBI. .455 OBP on the season for Marley. Really good eye at the plate. That's a ground ball to short, and it eats up the shortstop. The throw is not going to be in time. What I believe will be, yes, the second error of the day by North Alabama. Kirby, was the runner going? I was like, okay, so.
Yeah, it was a hit and run, and you know, you add that into the chaotically wonky spin off the bat of Giles, something we've seen all day today. There was just a lot going on for Kirby, and she wasn't able to field it cleanly.
She had started moving towards second to maybe cover the second base bag, moved back to her right, and wasn't able to field that cleanly. So now that brings up Larissa Pruitt, getting her first at bat. First pitch, low for ball one.
Pruitt on the year hitting .250, 4 of 16, a couple RBIs, a triple and a run scored. Love the .333 OBP, and did not play last year against UNA.
The 1-0 is high, 2-0. Been going back to Alabama softball on this date. 12-3 all time is Alabama. Wins on this date for Alabama include a 4-3 win over Oklahoma in the Cathedral Classic in Palm Springs in 2009.
Wow.
A 6-4 win over JMU in the 2015 Bama Bash. It's a called strike, 2-1. That was my first year, and I think that was colder than this year's Bama Bash.
Really?
It was miserably
So
cold.
sad I missed it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I know, yes. You were 12. And
Okay.
then the last time the Tide played on this date, 2021, the 2-1 pitch,
That's a pretty pitch.
fouled off, 2-2. 2021, the last time Alabama played on this date, and that was a 13-5 run rule win over LSU.
Yes.
Also in the Bama Bash.
I believe it was either 5 or 7 RBIs for Bailey Dowling. I know she had 3 hits, a homer, and 2 doubles, and she had the run rule inducing walk-off.
Yep.
That spawned questions to you on Twitter about why the game was ending in the 5th.
Correct. Because the teams had decided also it's the rule in every NCAA game. The 2-2 is high, 3-2. The fun part about that, too, was also that the teams didn't seem to realize that the game was over.
Right. That was a fun day. Great weekend. Liberty was there as well. That was a really fun tournament. So we all were trying to figure out how to schedule games, and
Right.
a weird year.
Because Gardner Webb was supposed to be here, then they had COVID issues. Payoff pitch. Pruitt flies this one to shallow right, coming up and making the catch, and now doubling off. It was already 2 outs, so no triple play, but the double play ends the inning.
That was weird. I'm not quite sure why Marley Giles was basically at second base when that was caught.
On by the Watson Wings, buffalo and lemon pepper flavor. And don't forget, Weedat's has amazing fries served with every order. Get your fries topped with bacon, cheese, jalapenos, ranch, or even fully loaded. Only at Weedat's, open Monday through Saturday.
This is Alabama Softball on MeTV FM 97.5.
The 5th inning is presented by Yellowhammer Brewing Company, Alabama's finest craft brewery. Hit your stride with a refreshing Yellowhammer beer, now available at stores near you. Reagan Clem to lead things off for North Alabama as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Clem, Farnetti, and Beavis due up 7-8-9 against Jayla Torrance. Back out. First pitch to Reagan Clem, fouled away for strike 1. Clem was hit by a pitch her first time up.
Out of the Box Podcast scoreboard updates. Let's go around the horn. Bottom of the 4th, Florida still leads North Florida 5-0. They're underway in Columbia, South Carolina. No score, bottom 1, South Carolina and Furman.
Really would.
The 0-1, fouled off, 0-2.
Alabama's next opponent, UAB, currently trails at Samford at 4-3 in the bottom of the 6th. And Washington still leads Stetson 2-1 going to the top of the 7th. Did not mention that today is the just wildest doubleheader for the Hatters.
The 0-2 is fouled away, 0-2. Yeah, they already had Washington on the schedule. And so they said, you know what?
Why don't we also play Oklahoma State later on in the day?
As Kenny Gajewski is just adding games left and right.
I mean, the man has a healthy contact list, I guess.
That one hits the outside corner for a called strike 3. Clem knew it, and there's one gone.
That looked like just, here's the spot, hit it, and if you do, you'll get a strikeout. Not a ton of movement, not a ton of really anything except velo right there from Torrance, and she executed it very well.
Jaden Farnetti steps in. The first pitch swung on and missed for strike one. Farnetti's 0 for 1. She popped out her first time up, and Jayla now with 4 strikeouts, and the last 2 have both been called. Strike 3s in last inning to start this one. The 0-1 low and inside, 1 ball and 1 strike on Farnetti.
And the other one to give you, bottom of the third, Clemson leads Charlotte 6-0. I have more opinions growing.
1-1 is fouled off, 1 and 2.
More opinions growing about that Charlotte win at Florida State. I'm starting to think that that was a Florida State thing and not a Charlotte thing, because Charlotte has not necessarily backed it up since that game.
Well, I'm holding off my judgment on Florida State. Pretty much anybody involved with Clearwater, I'm holding off my judgment on. The 1-2 fouled off. We'll do it again, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, but the thing that still gives me pause, we have to keep in mind, yes, they won the game, but Florida State did have to walk off Texas Tech 9-8.
Right.
And Texas Tech has not been blowing the doors off everybody offensively. So the next few weeks are going to be interesting before we prep ourselves to go to Tallahassee.
The 1-2, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Third straight strikeout by Jayla Torrance. And there's 2 gone here in the 5th inning.
Kind of doing the same thing she did for the first strikeout on Clem, just working the outer part of the zone and totally bamboozling Farnetti, who was halfway between a take, a check swing, and a swing.
First pitch to Sydney Beavis is in there for a called strike. Beavis, a senior from right there in Florence.
A couple of these strikes have been late.
That one's popped up on the infield, third base side. Dowling is there. She'll make the catch for out number 3. And that's a nice 1-2-3 inning pitched by Jayla Torrance against the bottom of the order, bouncing back after giving up the lone run in the 4th.
Yeah, might be the best control we've seen from Jayla in an inning so far. Really nicely done.
Got started with the 2-run homer by Abby Dukeshire, who's stepping to the plate right now. She walked in the 3rd, came around to score in that inning as well. The first pitch, Dukeshire, the foul ball. Down the left field line, 0-1.
Were you also wondering if that was about to break a light on the lamp?
Yeah.
Or the lamp, excuse me, the light pole. It's a little bit bigger than a lamp. And that thing got very close.
The 0-1. Waits on that one, but pops it up on the infield. In the circle, making the catch is Duskin for out number 1. And kind of a miscommunication there in the North Alabama infield. Usually you want either third baseman or first baseman to call off the pitcher there, but Duskin made the catch.
I'm going to give Duskin a tip of the cap for sticking with that one. That was not easy. That kept shifting around in the wind, but you know, I guess there was the miscommunication, but she made the catch. So nice job by her, even in the circle.
So 1 out now for Callie Hevlin, who's 0 for 2 with a fly out and a strikeout. The first pitch is high and tight for ball 1. Hevlin, the junior from 3 Rivers, Michigan. The 1-0. It's to the backstop. 2 balls and no strikes.
Every time.
The 2-0. Evelyn jammed and fouled that one off, 2-1.
And we should probably make mention again, really impressive crowd for 3 o'clock on a Wednesday.
Yes.
Good to see so many folks here coming over from work or wherever you are. Of course, why not? I mean, what a beautiful day in Tuscaloosa.
The 2-1. Evelyn takes it a bit outside, 3-1.
Duskin thought that curve might have backdoored in. I I kind of thought initially it might stay just a little bit too much in the river, though.
The 3-1. Hevlin lines this one, and that is a diving catch by the right fielder, Beavis. Stealing away probably a triple if that gets past her. But another diving catch by the line outfield, and there's 2 gone.
Well, it's all about the positioning of the outfield. They were already shaded to the right, our right, their left, but it was a great read by Beavis and a great catch that is just bad luck for Callie Hevlin. That was pretty well struck down the line.
So 2 outs, nobody on for Bailey Dowling, who's 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. First pitch. Line in for ball 1. Also shout out to the new First Lady of Alabama football who threw out the first pitch here today, Nicole DeBoer. Threw a strike right down the middle.
It was like one of the better throws I've seen.
The 1-0, higher and tighter, 2-0.
You know, sometimes it can be a little iffy with ceremonial first pitches, but nothing even like remotely on the edge of the zone.
No.
From Madame DeBoer.
Even some of the umpires that we've seen would call that a strike.
Yeah.
The 2-0, a little bit low. 3-0 now on Dowling. I'm always a little worried because they line up the team like right there on the
not a huge margin of error
on the foul lines down the first and third base line. The 3-0, high for ball 4. Dowling walks on 4 straight pitches here with 2 outs in the 5th.
After we had seen Bailey Dowling come up attack, first pitch pop out, first pitch single. That time much more patient and really didn't get anything worth chasing from Duskin. We saw Alabama's offense kind of find something with 2 outs back in the 3rd, so perhaps maybe something generating here in the 5th.
Now the pitching coach, Whitney Hawkins, coming out to talk with Duskin, who's having issues with her cleats, I believe.
I can't tell if we're retying the cleats or doing something else to them.
But you talked about it a little while ago. It's an interesting situation for both these teams that North Alabama and Alabama will play each other as part of the Green and Gold Classic this weekend. So not often you have a team that you'll face in the midweek and then face again a few days later. So Alabama's only seen the lefties for North Alabama, but the lefties are basically their 1 and 2s.
Right. I mean, those are the only 2 pitchers who have double-digit innings on the year. So I'm, in retrospect, a little fascinated by the decision to go to Duskin in relief after Wilkin got the start and was chased.
Emma Broadfoot steps to the plate now. Runner on first, 2 outs. The first pitch misses inside for ball 1. Broadfoot's 2 for 2. Singled in the 2nd. Her pinch runner came around to score and then had the 3-run homer in the 3rd. You got to think the plan was not to walk Bailey Dowling on 4 straight to bring up Emma Broadfoot, who is the hottest batter in this lineup right now for the Crimson Tide.
And who needs to be on take until you see a strike.
Swings and misses there, 1-1.
Probably would have been a ball, but I mean, watching Duskin, you know, plate appearance by Dowling, first pitch there. They weren't particularly competitive pitches, but Broadfoot swinging and missing there kind of gets Duskin right back in the at-bat.
The 1-1, fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. Broadfoot fouls that one away. Do it again, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Alabama's also in an interesting position pitching-wise, not only for today, but for this weekend. Alabama has 6 pitchers, but unfortunately a couple are dealing with injury issues right now, day to day. So we don't know the official status for both Brisky and Essman for this weekend. The 1-2. High, 2-2.
And I know Patrick Murphy was hoping to get Alex Salter a little bit of work as well. You know, if Emma Broadfoot were to sim one out right here, but keep the game going without it reaching run rule territory, we might see Salt a little bit today. We'll see.
The 2-2. Fouled off. Moving in 2 balls and 2 strikes. Salt herself coming off of some nagging injuries that she's been dealing with, why we haven't seen her this year. So.
Yeah, Patrick Murphy told us last week I have a TV broadcast. It was a little forearm injury. She was on a pitching plan. I think she's close to, if not off it, but that was something that kind of hampered her all throughout practice and in the off season.
The 2-2. Again, fouled off at the plate. These foul balls, each one getting a piece of either the catcher, the umpire, or both.
Emma Broadfoot's like, Gray, you're not going to make your flight. Half the game will be my at-bats. Because remember, that home run, that was a lengthy battle as well.
Yep.
With Wilkin.
Another 2-2. Broadfoot with a ground ball to second. They go to the shortstop covering second for the out to retire the side. Nice play by Jones, making the underhand throw to Kirby. So the outfield continues to be Johnson, Pruitt, and Clark, left to right. First pitch to Harris is slapped foul down the left field line, 0-1. And it's the Green and Gold Classic this weekend up in Birmingham. Alabama taking on UAB Friday, 3:45 first pitch, 3:35 the airtime here on the network as that pitch comes inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Followed up by Alabama and Western Carolina, scheduled for a 6 o'clock first pitch. Let's see. The 1-1. High chopper to short. Cahalan has to hurry. The stop and the throw is in time for out number 1.
And hurry is right. Kinley Cahalan knew she did not have any time to waste. That was another relatively high chopper, so she had to rifle that throw. Good stretch, too, by Emma Broadfoot over at first.
We're going to see a pinch hitter here for the Lions. As grabbing a bat will be the senior Mackenzie Patterson. Mississippi native, left-handed hitting.
On the year hitting 160, 4 of 25, 1 for 12 this past weekend with 3 RBIs, and all-time against Alabama, 0 for 3 with a K.
First pitch, called strike, 0-1, replacing Felicity Frame, who was 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Comes in low, 1-1. Over at the Joe and elsewhere on the Crimson Tide Sports Network, they are in the bottom of the 2nd inning. No score between Alabama and Alabama State. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Patterson. Alabama baseball continued their undefeated start to the season with a victory over Middle Tennessee State yesterday, 6-1. The 1-2 pitch, little outside, 2-2.
Is anybody doing it better on the diamond right now collectively than the SEC?
Oh my God.
Baseball, softball, I mean, wow.
The 2-2, that's a slap that slices foul down the left field line, a power slap though.
I mean, Tom, there are a lot of polls out there. I think there is one softball poll that only has 11 of the 13 SEC teams ranked. In softball. Baseball has a lot too.
The 2-2 hits the outside corner for a called strike 3. Patterson's down on strikes, and there's 2 away.
A little bit of a change action, more off speed than anything else from Torrance. And that just totally froze Mackenzie Patterson. time to throw that one at her.
That brings up Haley Jones, who has both hits for the Lions so far today. A double in the fourth, she came around to score, and a single in the first. That's a called strike, 0-1.
So she's hitting you. What do? Well, first pitch off speed. You know, make Jones have to adjust to multiple things. I mentioned reigning ASUN Player of the Week, and off to a good start here.
The 0-1 is in the dirt, 1-1. Ole Miss this weekend for softball has a matchup with Clemson.
Yep.
If they get victories over the Tigers this weekend.
And beat everybody else.
Right. 1-1 will slice foul, 1-2. There's a scenario where literally all 13 SEC teams could be ranked after play this weekend.
It's not crazy. Currently in the Softball America poll, you've got 5 or 6 who are hovering around the top 10, including Alabama.
The 1-2. It's a ground ball to short. Hevlin's there to make the stop and the throw. And for the first time today, Haley Jones is retired. For the first time today, Callie Hevlin gets to get in on the action on the infield. To the bottom of the 6th inning, Alabama with a 6-1 lead over North Alabama. Due up for the Tide here in the 6th, Cahalan, Valentine, and Clark. 7-8-9 against Cassie Duskin in the circle for North Alabama. She is the second pitcher of the day for the Lions. She's gone 2 1/3, given up just 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts, 35 pitches. She's put up a couple zeros in the last couple innings. Kinley Cahalan will lead things off, 1 for 2 on the day with a single. First pitch, low for ball 1.
Well, we near 5 o'clock, so you know what I'm pulling for. Would love to see Kinley start off this inning with a good piece of hitting. Has had quality at-bats today.
1-0 is a called strike. 1-1. Patrick Murphy shakes his head on that one, high and outside, but got the call. Did Duskin. The 1-1 is in the dirt. 2-1.
And it would be really nice to see Alabama get to Duskin here now, second time through, particularly because you would kind of leave North Alabama with really not many options for that next matchup coming up this weekend, because you would have hit up their top 2 arms.
2-1 is Hyde. 3-1.
It has gone final. Washington holds off Stetson 2-1. So Stetson will get ready to play Oklahoma State.
Yes. We get the reset of the shot clock signal on the step off. Now the 3-1. Low for ball 4, and Kinley draws the leadoff walk to start things off here in the 6th.
And just a quick note, Mackenzie Patterson has stayed in to play left field for North Alabama.
That brings up Riley Valentine. She's 0 for 2 with a pop out and a ground out. First pitch. Runner goes on a hit and run, fouled off, strike 1.
No, it's cute.
The 0-1, that's a blooper that's going to fall for a base hit into center field. Cahalan will stay at second. And that's a single to put runners down first and second with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Alabama leads it by 5. So Kendall Clark now steps in. 1 for 1 on the day. Sacrifice fly RBI in the 2nd, a single in the 4th. I was just telling you what the score was.
Hey, everybody has a calculator on their phone now. They can do the math. First
pitch to Clark. is a called strike, 0-1. Wind really picking up, blowing straight out. The 0-1 is high, 1 ball, 1 strike.
And what direction there is continues to aid the right-handed hitters because it's moving right to left.
The 1-1 misses, a little outside, 2-1.
It's a really good pitch, though, by Duskin because she's been hammering in. Every time she goes a little outside to the right-handed hitters, I like the decision. She has not been getting the calls very much on the outer edge, but it's a good pitch. Alabama's just not fishing.
By the way, Mackenzie Patterson did say in the ball game she's out in left field. The 2-1, and that's hit towards her, and Patterson will make that catch for out number 1. Hit on the line, but right at the left fielder, there's no way.
Yeah, very well struck by Kendall Clark. But like you said, right at Patterson.
And that brings up Jenna Johnson. Jenna's 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts. She was pinch hit for in the 4th inning. First pitch. Called strike, 1-1.
Well, it says Peter on me, whatever that is. Mortgage.
That one comes in, and that hits Jenna. And Johnson hit by a pitch for the 5th time already this year.
Does she play for Florida? What's going on out here?
What is happening? Jen Johnson, this is the 9th game she's played in, and she's been hit now 5 times.
And you add in the walk total, which is 6. That is 11 free passes garnered by Jenna Johnson.
So now that loads the bases with 1 out for Larissa Pruitt, who flew into what ended up being a double play in the 4th inning in her first at-bat of the day. First pitch, called strike, 1-1.
And it'd be nice to see Alabama come through here for many reasons, but most obvious, they haven't really shined in the bases loaded moments this year. Just 3 for 10 collectively as a team with the bases juiced. This is the first attempt for Pruitt at the plate.
The 0-1. Low, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, bases loaded. Alabama leads at 6-1 as we play in the home half of the 6th inning. Jenna Johnson would be the game-ending run standing on first base. The 1-1 pitch. Pruitt, that's down for a base hit into center field. 1-1 will score. Here comes the 2nd run. Both Cahalan and Valentine come in to score. And it's now 8-1 Crimson Tide on the 2-run single by Larissa Pruitt.
Duskin trying to run that curve away, but just doesn't get outside quick enough. Pruitt gets the bat there. We've seen her hit away all day today and really pretty much the last 6 games or so after opening weekend. Good piece, great base running. And now that game-ending run is in scoring position.
For Abby Dukeshire. 1 for 2 on the day. The 2-run homer in the 1st, walked and scored in the 3rd, popped out in the 5th. First pitch, high for ball 1. Larissa Pruitt also, Patrick Murphy mentioned in the pregame interview, it's all about outfielding matchups right now in the outfield, but Larissa now reminding him, by the way,
I can hit a lefty.
Yeah.
It's all good.
The 1-0. Dukeshire with a slow roller to 3rd, and the race to 3rd base is won by Jenna. Jenna Johnson slides in ahead of Dover, who tried to go back and tag 3rd base on the force out. So everyone's safe on the failed fielder's choice.
I thought we might get a replay of that one because Jenna might have been going there. It looked like she was moving quite quickly. As Patch Murphy brings in, I believe that's McKay Gidley to run over at first for Duchscher. But if that was indeed a hit and run, which I think it was, well-timed, and in regards to Dover's decision, not a bad decision, just a little bad luck that the play where you decide to try and go to third, which she would have had no idea that Johnson was moving because she was playing a little bit in. You decide to go to third on the play where Jenna Johnson was already in motion.
Now Callie Heflin will step to the plate, 0 for 3 on the day, but a chance to end this one early. Alabama leads it by 7 in the game-ending run, standing on third base. Bases loaded. Johnson on third, Pruitt on second, Gidley on first. First pitch outside for ball 1. The 1-0. Heflin, that's through for a base hit into left field. Here comes Jenna Johnson, she'll score, and that's the ball game. Your final score, ending it early here in the 6th inning. Alabama 9, North Alabama 1. With the win, Alabama improves to 11-0 on the year. North Alabama falls to 7-4, and that's a good piece of hitting by Callie Heflin.
Yeah, good to see Callie end the day strong after she had a hit, extra bases for sure taken away from her in the 5th, and the first 2 at-bats were